dining etiquettes and social gatherings. It's going to be a very interesting topic today. And the next slide, we have some facts about table manners in Mandarin, like respect for elders. It's always important to like wait for the elders or host to start eating before you begin, showing proper respect and hierarchy awareness. So this is also considered very important in the Mandarin culture. And then we have chopstick etiquette. I think we did mention about this thing in our previous lessons as well. Never stick chopsticks upright in a bowl of rice. It symbolizes like funeral gatherings or offerings, and it is often considered to be like extremely disrespectful. So it's not considered polite to do something like this, and we need to pay special attention uh, when we finish eating and place our chopsticks. So the positioning is considered very important in this regard. So in the next slide, we have proper usage of utensils and napkins. First, we have the word for chopsticks, which is 筷子. 筷子 is the word in Chinese for chopsticks placed horizontally in front of the dinner or on the right side of the bowl. And then we have the second word, which is 公筷. 公筷 is like serving chopsticks, which is used to serve food from communal dishes, not for personal use. So it is more of a, like a public term here. And then we have the third word, which is 汤匙. 汤匙 is basically a soup spoon, often porcelain placed on the right side or on a spoon uh, rest near the bowl. So 汤匙, 匙 actually means spoon, and tang means soup. So it's a combination of both these little terms. And then we have the fourth word in this vocabulary, which is 饭碗. 饭碗 is for rice bowl. 饭 normally is used for food, and 碗 means bowl. So placed directly in front of the dinner. And then we have the fifth word in this vocabulary chart, which is 碟子. 碟子 is for like it's a small side plate which is placed on the table like for bones or scraps, and usually it's on the left or top left side of the main bowl. So this is like used for all those scraps of bones or more often the leftovers while eating food or something. So it is like usually placed on the left side or like the top left side of the main bowl. As you guys can see, we have some pictures here as well. The first one is for one, which is for bowl. Then we have a teapot here, which is a cha hu, and hu is generally a term for teapot or teacup or something like that. So cha is for tea. Cha hu is generally for teapot, and then we have uh, shao also means spoon. And then we have Tao. Tao it generally means knife or blade or something, some kind of thing like that. And then we have the word Chabe. Chabe is for like teacup. And then we also have word for fork, which is the chazi. Chazi is generally used for fork. And then we have 杯子, which is for glass. 杯子 generally is used for glass. Then we have 盘子. 盘子 is for plate. And then we have the word for chopsticks, which is 筷子, just like we studied earlier. So 筷子 was like the first word that we learned in this slide. And now we will move on to the next slide. Uh, these are some things that you shouldn't do while eating or while using the dining table uh, in a seating arrangement or whenever you are eating in a Mandarin environment. is like don't stick your chopsticks upright in a bowl of rice, just like we mentioned earlier, because it resembles funeral offerings, and it is considered to be like highly disrespectful. Don't begin eating before the elders or the host himself. Always wait to be invited or until someone senior starts first. So these are some important points that need to be kept in mind while eating or while uh, being a participant of like activities like these. And don't point with your chopsticks. Pointing at people or dishes with chopsticks is also considered like to be very rude and aggressive. So these are some of the elements that are not really considered polite in the society. And in the next slide, we have some like etiquette in Mandarin dining. So in dining culture, just like you can see in one picture, there is a chopstick uh, like placed right upward, kind of like in a situation like that, and it's considered a big no. So then you can see the second picture where it is like placed in a completely different position. So that is like the correct position, and that is how it should be placed. And first of all, the chopsticks manners and taboos. The first element is to look for like contents in a soup with chopsticks. So you can't use your bare hand, so you should use chopsticks while like um, drinking soup or like eating something like that. And then to vendor chopsticks over several foods without decision, and then to pick up food by stabbing it. These are all like considered to be taboos of like chopsticks manners, and to lick the tips of the chopsticks, and then to fill plate or like a bowl with chopsticks, and to stand chopsticks upright in the rice bowl, to shovel food into one mouth attached to the plate or bowl, and then to hold two chopsticks together as one would would grasp a knife or it would grasp a knife to attack, and then to pass food to another person from chopsticks to chopsticks, and to drip the sauce from the food or from chopsticks. And these are some like chopsticks manners that are considered to be taboos in their culture. So these are some of the other things that we need to take note of. And then we will move on to the next slide, which is for like common dining phrases. The first one is in Mandarin, it's a 请慢用. 请慢用 means enjoy your meal. 请, then again, it is used to give favor to somebody. And man generally means slowly or slow, and yong means to use, but it's a collective term, so it is generally used for like telling someone that you may please enjoy your meal or something like that. And then we have the second phrase, which is like 我可以递给你吗? 我 means I, it's personal pronoun, and then 可以 may or may not, something like that. This is the kind of expression meaning that it presents. Ti means to like pass over or give. Uh, uh, T means to pass over, and K means to give. So T K as a pass over and giving, it's a combination of like two uh, small words of expressions here. And ni is for you. Then again, mine in the end is question particle here. So 我可以递给你吗 means may I pass over to you or something like that. And it is generally used for like a food plate, or you have something in your hands like in form of soup or like anything like that that is eatable. So the complete expression is 我可以递给你吗? And then again, we have the third expression here, which is 真好吃. 好吃 means to be very tasty. 好 generally means good, and 吃 means to eat. And 好吃 as a complete expression means something that is very tasty, and 真 means really. So it literally means to be really tasty, but in general terms, it is used for like expressing in an expression like it's very delicious and it's really tasty or something like that. Just like we have here, we have the expression it's delicious here in this context. And then we have the next expression, which is 我吃饱了. 吃饱 means to be full, like you can't eat anymore. You have like eaten stuff to the limit that you can possibly eat during that particular time. So le, it then again, it's a particle that shows some kind of perfection in a certain scenario or in a certain activity that is like already done. So 我吃饱了 literally means I am full or I have eaten enough or something like that. And then we have the expression 谢谢 in the end, which is for like thank you, the expression to thank somebody in journal. So I can't eat anymore. Thank you. So it literally means something like that, that someone is like eaten to his or her full potential and can't eat anymore. And then we have the next expression, which is like, can you pass me the salt? And then to understand this expression and this whole sentence, we will have to divide some certain words. First, to make it easy for us, there are some expressions that we have already studied before, which is like the word for TK. Uh, T means to pass over, K means to give, complete expression, just like we learned before. And the main vocabulary, the new one, for us in this sentence is the word pa, which is used for some kind of object that you can hold in your hand. So it is an expression that is used as a sort of quantifier uh, or classifier kind of thing. In this kind of sentence, it is used towards the noun, which is for salt. So salt generally in Chinese means yen. So here salt is being used as a yen, and then TK means passing over or like delivery of that item. So first it starts with ni, and then the expression comes in, which is like 可以, may or may I not, something like that. And pa means to hold, to hold that object in this scenario, which is like yen, which is salt. And then there is an expression which is TK. TK means to pass over. Then again here, and 我uh, means the other person that is asking the person to pass that salt over to him. And my at the end is like question particle here, which denotes that this is a question being asked to somebody to see whether it is possible for that person to pass that salt over to him or not. So now we can read the complete expression, which is 你可以把盐递给我吗? So, so this sentence, 你可以把盐递给我吗, denotes the expression of asking somebody. So, 你可以把盐递给我吗 means, can you pass over the salt to me? So, hello guys, could you please switch off your microphone, because the distortion is like making it difficult for me to like pass over my voice to you. So if you can mute your microphone, it will be easy for me to explain. And then we have the next expression, which is everything is very good. Thank you. So we will start with bit by bit approach again here, like breaking it down word by word. I mean the whole sentence, in order to make sure that we can divide it accordingly. 一切 means all or everything, which is like the first part of this sentence. Though that next expression comes here, which is though generally means both or all. It is used to denote plural, because everything is mentioned in this sentence, so there can't be a singular in this particular scenario. That is why though expression is used after 一切. So because it's a plural kind of scenario here. And 很好 means to be very good, because generally when you are eating something, so, then in this kind of scenario you are usually talking about a situation where plural is being discussed because usually it's more than one thing. So each here means everything. Yeah. So then again, the sign that is used to denote plurals or something that is more than one. Uh, so after that, we have the expression 很好, which is to be very good, and then 吃 很好吃 means something that is very tasty or very good in taste, very good to eat or something like that. And then in the end we have the expression 谢谢, which is for thank you. So 一切都很好吃，谢谢. So everything is very good, thank you. Now I'll be try to repeat all these sentences again in a sense that you can listen and then observe them. Like we'll have the first one, 请慢用. 请慢用 means enjoy your meal. And then the second expression we have here is 我可以递给你吗? May I pass you over? I may pass it to you. And then we have the expression 真好吃, which is it's really delicious or it's very tasty, something like that. And then we have the expression 我吃饱了. 我吃饱了. 我吃饱了 means I'm full or I've eaten to my full potential or something like that. And then in the end we have 谢谢. 我吃饱了, 谢谢. I can't eat anymore. Thank you. And then we have the expression 你可以把盐递给我吗? Can you pass me the salt? Or can you pass the salt over to me? Or something like that. And then we have the next expression, which is 一切都很好吃，谢谢. Everything is very good to eat, or everything is very tasty. Thank you. So this is all for this slide, and we will be moving to the next slide. And in the next slide, we have some common phrases that we can use. We will look into it in three divisions here because we have the tone and context, we have the English translation in front of you as well, and we also have the Mandarin phrases. So in the first sentence, we are talking about asking someone whether it is possible for that person to dine with us or not. In other sense, we are like inviting someone for a dinner or a similar scenario. It is like the tone in this particular sentence, in the first sentence, is formal one used in professional or like polite settings or gatherings. So it will start from like the first word nin, just like we studied in our previous lessons, that nin is often used for like more politeness and polite expressions. And then we have the next expression, because I am trying to divide sentence again in small words, and then we will rephrase the whole sentence to make sure that each and everything is understood in a complete manner. So the first word we have here is nin, which is for like you in a polite form, in a polite manner. And then the next expression we have here is 愿意. 愿意 means being willing to, or the willingness in that particular scenario. So the complete expression here is 愿意. So 您愿意, nin is for like you, respectful form of you, and 愿意 means like being willing to or showing the willingness towards certain something, and it could also be a certain matter, just like in this scenario of ours. And then we have the conjunction word, which is 和, which is used for and or with, uh, because now we are talking about somebody, whether he is willing to eat together with us or not. So that's why the expression her as an as a conjunction is being used here. Woman here means it's plural form of like us. It's a plural form of like I, which is like us. So woman, if we add the suffix man to the expression wo, it generally becomes plural in a sense that we are talking about more than one person now. So in this sentence, there is another thing that we can understand from the expression that we are discussing about more than one person. Ichi means together with or together, something like that. And then we have the word 吃, which is for eating, and 晚饭. 晚饭 generally means a dinner or a food that is usually served during the dinner time or at the night time. So 晚饭 is for like dinner here, and then we have the ending expression, which is like question particle in this particular scenario, which is Ma is generally used to ask questions. We already studied this expression in our previous lesson. So the complete expression is 您愿意和我们一起吃晚饭吗？您愿意和我们一起吃晚饭吗？It generally means you are asking somebody whether it's possible for that person to eat dinner together with you guys. So it is used in formal settings or professional or like polite gatherings where you are asking for someone's willingness, whether it's possible for that person to attend dinner with you to, together or not. So then we will be moving to the next expression here, which is like informal with friends or you could say close colleagues that you are used to eating with very often. So the English expression is like, would you like to have dinner at my place tonight? And as you can notice in English expression, generally the element of respect may not change that much as compared to the Chinese expressions, because in Chinese expression now the word for nin is totally replaced with the word ni, which is like the normal expression for you, not the politer one that we used earlier in our like previous sentence. So then the word is the other word that is being used is xiang, which means to want or to like or to prefer something, which is again a bit different from the word yuan yi that we learned just earlier, because it is more of an informal setting. So that's why less politer expression is being used and more of like a casual expression is being used here. So 你想今晚 Jinwan means tonight. One then again means night, and Jin means today. So Jinwan means tonight. Lai means to come, and then we have 我家 means home. So 我家 means my home in other sense in this sentence. 吃晚饭 to eat dinner. And then we have the question particle ma at the end. So the complete expression is 你想今晚来我家吃晚饭吗? In other sense, it literally means, would you like to come to my home tonight to eat dinner? In other sense, that is being like used to invite your friend or some of your close colleague to come to your home for a dinner tonight. But the difference, the real difference between this expression and the previous one we did before is the element of politeness and the informalness and formalness being different. As you can see, even the wordings being used in the second expression, they are quite a bit different compared to the first one that we just studied earlier on. And then we have the third expression here, which is for formal, like work or formal events. Like in English, it's like, I invite you to lunch next Tuesday. And now we'll look at the Chinese expression, which is 我邀请 means to invite somebody. 我 means I. It means that I am like wanting to invite somebody here in this situation. Because it's a formal expression, then again the word for you that we will use here is nin. We are not using ni. We are using nin here. And since we are talking about next Tuesday, so it will be 下周. Or 下周 means next week. Means the quantifier here for uh, the week's day here actually, because if it's chou e means one in Chinese and means two in Chinese. So when we are talking about chou it generally means Tuesday. In the similar manner, if you add a quantity or number to it, it will change the week's day there. Just like uh, in Chinese we have wu for 5, and if we are talking about chou wu, then it will mean Friday. But here we have chou so it will mean Tuesday in this particular scenario. And then we have the next expression, which is 一起 means together, just like we studied earlier in our previous sentences. 吃午饭 吃 means to eat, and 午饭 we are talking about lunch here. 午饭 is generally considered to be the exact vocabulary for lunch. So The complete expression is 我要请您下周二一起吃午饭. It means I invite you to lunch next Tuesday. And this is a formal setting which is usually used for work or formal events or like in business meetings or something like that. And then we have the fourth expression here, which is a common one, but also informal and casual and friendly kind of setup or scenario. Uh, do you want to grab a coffee, which is a general expression used in daily life, in informal or like casual situations. So then again, as you can see, the first word is being used as ni, and then the word xiang comes in, just like the second sentence. Ni xiang, iqi, iqi means together with, just like we studied before. He, he is the word which is verb for drinking, and it is generally used for used with words like coffee, tea, or something that is like drinkable. Uh, and then we have the expression for quantifier here, which is pay. Pay is glass or cup. It is generally a quantifier used for coffee or tea. So that's why the expression we see here is 你想一起喝杯 because it is talking or discussing about just one cup of coffee. So that's why there is no specific quantity mentioned in this sentence, because generally if it's more than one, uh, then quantity will be mentioned, and if it's just one, then they can use either e, which is for one, or they simply don't use any quantity at all and then just simply write the quantifier. So that is also possible, but just in case if there is just one cup of coffee or one cup of tea. But generally in longer expressions, because it's not really formal but rather informal, so that's why we can see that quantity is not actually being discussed, but the meaning is being understood in the context here. So that is also something that is very important to notice in this particular sentence. So 你想一起喝杯 Kafe again, which is for a cup or glass, or which you generally use as a quantifier, and the quantifier acting for the word coffee, which is cafe in Chinese in this word. And then after the word cafe, we have the question particle ma here. So the complete expression I'm going to repeat now, since we already studied the individual words in this particular sentence, uh, which is a very good thing, because after that the complete expression is easy to understand. So the complete expression is 你想一起喝杯咖啡吗? So in other sense, do you want to grab a cup of coffee, or do you want to drink coffee with me? In other sense, you can translate it like that as well. So it is more of a informal, casual, and friendly kind of setup setting, which is generally used between you and your friend or someone you know very well. And then we have the last expression, which is for formal, neutral, polite, and respectful. Would you be free for dinner this weekend? So this is the actual expression we have in English, and now we will focus on to the Chinese expression, and it also again starts with the word expression nin, which is for you. So nin is again the politer form of you, just like we discussed earlier and it is also again being used in formal setup here. So 您这个星期 sorry, it's a 周末 not 星期 so 您这个 means this, because 这 is generally used for this, and 个 is like particle for like quantity here, which is uh, 周末, which is weekend. 周末 is generally used for weekend. So 您这个周末 you this weekend, in another sense, it literally means something like that. Yo, then the next expression comes in, which is yo. Yo means to have, and now the word yo denotes to have time in this particular context, because there is another word kong with yo just in front of yo. Yo kong means to have time. or to have leisure time or free time in other sense. And then the word expression 一起 is for together with or together, just like we studied earlier. 吃 means to eat, and 晚饭 then again it's dinner. And ma is the question particle here. So 您这个周末有空 you this weekend have free time 一起 together 吃饭 in other sense to eat, yeah, it's 吃晚饭. So in other sense to eat dinner together. And then why is it a question? Because there is a element of question particle in the end of the sentence as well, because my expression is being used. So going to repeat the same full expression again now. 您这个周末有空一起吃晚饭吗？您这个周末有空一起吃晚饭吗？ So this is the complete expression here being used, and it means would you be free for dinner this weekend, from formal, neutral, and polite and respectful point of view. So now I am going to repeat all these Mandarin phrases again for you guys, just to have some kind of familiarity with the expressions. The first expression is 您愿意和我们一起吃晚饭吗? Would you like to come dine with us? And then the next expression, 你想今晚来我家吃晚饭吗? Would you like to have dinner at my place tonight? And then we have the third expression, 我邀请您下周二一起吃午饭. I invite you to lunch next Tuesday. And then we have the fourth expression here, which is 你想一起喝杯咖啡吗? Do you want to grab a coffee? And then we have the last expression, which is 您这个周末有空一起吃晚饭吗? Would you be free for dinner this weekend? So these are all the expressions, and we all already discussed about the tone and context and also the English translation. And now we will be moving on to the next slide, which is for accepting and refusing politely. And then again, all these expressions again have English translation and usage and some tips regarding when to use and how to use them. And the first expression that we are going to use here is an expression which is used for expressing like gratitude and also pleasure at the same time, a warm and polite way to accept an invitation, which is the first expression is 非常乐意. 乐意 means to show willingness towards certain something, or like an event. It could be an event invitation or any sort of similar scenario like that. And the word 非常 means very much. So very much, and then willingness, when it combines, it means you are like totally willing to attend that particular event. So 非常乐意 is the first expression. And then the second expression is 非常感谢. 感谢 again means thank you. And this is particularly used and a bit different from 谢谢, because it represents an extreme level of gratitude. So that's why the word 非常 can also be seen at the same time in this expression. So the first expression is 非常乐意, and then 非常感谢. So with pleasure and thank you very much. In other sense, you are like totally willing to attend or accept that invitation, and also at the same time you are showing gratitude as well in the same situation. So for the second sentence, which is like used in formal or semi-formal settings, I would be like delighted to attend. This is a more common one, which is like 我很高兴能参加. 我 means I, and 很 means very. These are some of the words that we already studied before in our previous lessons. 高兴 we also studied, which is happy, for happy. for being happy, and nang means capable or being able to do something. But what is the real thing that we are discussing about being able to do is the participation, which is sanjia. Sanjia, the word sanjia means participation or attending something. So the complete expression here is 我很高兴能参加, nang being able to, and sanja means to participate. So being able to participate is 能参加. So 我很高兴能参加. I would be delighted to attend, like you using informal or like semi-formal settings or setup. This is the second sentence. And for the third sentence, we have 很抱歉. 很抱歉 means to be very sorry, or I am sorry in other sense. And 那天 means that day. 天 means generally day, or and na generally means that in literal form. So 那天我没空. May then again is a sign of negation here. 空 means to have some kind of space, free time, leisure time, or something like that. And in short expression, if we are saying something like 我没空 means I don't have free time or I am not available. So right now in this particular scenario, that person is like discussing about availability during that day. So 那天我没空 means I'm not available during that day, or I am not available during that particular time of day. So 很抱歉那天我没空 I am very sorry, I am not available during that day. So a respectful and direct refusal in other sense. So that's why 很抱歉 this expression comes first, because you are being sorry. If you are feeling sorry for like trying to reject that kind of offer, so it's a way to reject someone politely. In other sense, to make someone feel that you really wanted to attend, but due to some certain circumstances, you are not able to attend that particular event or like accept that invitation, and due to that, you are trying to refuse someone politely. So that's why this kind of expression is also very useful in such kind of scenarios where you want to attend but you can't due to your own commitments. So 很抱歉那天我没空 I'm sorry I'm not available that day. So now we move on to the fourth expression, which is for like thank you very much for the invitation. And there are some words that we have already studied in our previous sentences, like 非常, which is for very, 感谢, which is for showing gratitude, thanks, 您, which is for respectful form of you, particle de, which is like particle of possession, yeah, like that shows possessive case scenario between an subject and an object, and邀请, which is for invitation. So these are all the words that we have already studied before. So if we look at the words closely, most of the words we have already discussed in our previous sentences. So the complete expression is 非常感谢您的邀请. 非常感谢 then again means thank you very much. 您的 yours in other sense, because the particle the particular possession is being used after the word nin here. So it means yours, but more of in a polite form. And what comes after yours? It's 邀请, which is invitation. So thank you very much for your invitation in other sense. And then we have the last expression, which is for like another time with pleasure. And this is also showing a kind of appreciation and leaves the door open for next time. In other sense, you are not making someone feel that it's like the last time and there won't be something like that happening ever again. So it's a sort of thing that keeps the door open for next time and for more opportunities even in the future to come. So this is also a very important expression. So the first part of this expression is 改天吧. 改天 means another day. 改, generally the word 改 means to change or alter something. 天 means day. 改天吧. And ba is the ending particle that is showing some kind of suggestion from your end in this expression, because you are suggesting that, oh, let's do it some other day in a polite manner. So 改天吧. So if we have like time during another day, when we both have time, maybe we can arrange something out. So this is the kind of meaning that this small expressions is like expressing in this particular scenario. And then the next part of the sentence is 我很期待 Wo means I, han to be very. Chidai means to look forward to something with pleasure. Actually, chidai generally means to look forward to something, but in a collective scenario of meaning or context like this, it generally means that I am looking forward to it with pleasure. So, 改天吧，我很期待。uh, another time with pleasure. And now I'm going to repeat these 4 or 5 sentences again just for your practice. And we will start with the first sentence, which is 非常乐意，非常感谢 with pleasure. Thank you very much. And then we have the next expression, which is 我很高兴能参加. I would be delighted to attend. And then we have the third expression, which is 很抱歉那天我没空. I'm very sorry I didn't have I'm not available during that day or something like that. And then we have the fourth one, which is 非常感谢您的邀请. Thank you very much for the invitation or for your invitation in another sense. And then we have the last expression, which is 改天吧，我很期待. Another time with pleasure, or I would look forward to it another day, another sense. So these are the like the 5 sentences that are generally used for like accepting and refusing politely. And then we have some information regarding the social norms, which are again very important in Mandarin society and culture. So first one is just like we discussed before, respect for elders, let elders speak first, poetry for them, like showing deference to elders is a core value in Chinese culture. And then we have modesty and humility, which is like don't play achievements or compliments. Boasting is like discouraged. Modesty is seen as a kind virtue here there in their society. And gift giving etiquette is also like very important. Give and receive with both hands, not with few fingers or like pointing with one hand. So this is also something to take note of here. Always refuse gift once or twice before accepting to show politeness. This is also a very important note here in the cultural note about this whole scenario. And avoiding direct confrontation, like using indirect language to express disagreement. You can't express direct confrontation in their society or culture because it is considered to be rather aggressive, and it shows a sort of aggressiveness in your behavior, and it is generally not considered to be very polite there. And then we have harmonies, like the cultural note here is harmony is prioritized over direct criticism or refusal. Generally, if there is a disagreement in that society between the two parties, they generally try to settle it between themselves in order to make sure that the matter is being taken out as efficiently as possibly can, because direct confrontation is not always nice for both parties, and it is generally considered to be impolite, because Chinese society, I mean, it cares a lot about face value, or like face, which is mians in Chinese. So so direct confrontation is always like treated as losing face for someone in front of someone else. So they always prefer to settle disagreements in person instead of direct confrontation or in front of everyone else. So this is also a very important thing to know about the culture. And then some of the common safe small talk topics you have is like weather, which is tianxi. We already studied the word for weather before. And then second word we have here is for 食物. 食物 is for food, and travel is 旅游. 旅游 is generally meant for travel or traveling. And then hobbies, we already learned about this word, which is 爱好. 爱好 is for hobbies. And then we have cultural traditions. The word for cultural traditions is the 文化传统. 传统 is tradition, and 文化 is for culture. And then we have movies or TV shows. 电影 is generally used for movie, and there is a conjunction word in between which is 活. 活 is the conjunction word here, and 电视剧 is used for TV shows or dramas. So 电影 or 电视剧 is used for movies or TV shows, and then music, which is for 音乐. 音乐 is generally used for music in Chinese language, and then we have some, like the vocabulary for like popular apps or technology. And 流行 应用 应用 is used for apps. 流行 means something that is popular or very much in demand. So 流行 应用 is for popular apps or in-demand apps, and 活 again, the conjunction here, just like it was being used in movies or TV shows expression, we can see 活 again here between these two words. And then for technology, the word expression being used is like 科技. 科技 is for technology. 科技, 科技 is for technology. So 科技, the technology word. And then daily life or routine. Daily life in Chinese is 日常生活. 日常 is daily, and 生活 is life. And then the conjunction 活 again coming here in this expression. And routine in Chinese is 作息. 作息 is for routine, which is the word expression for routine here in this particular scenario. So 日常生活 for 作息, so daily life or routine. And then you have the word expression for festivals and holidays. Festival, the word for festival is 节日, and the conjunction word here being used is 和. 节日和 festivals and holidays. Holidays is 假日, 假日 and then the expression being used here is 假期. Actually, 假日 is also for holidays, but 假期 is also used for holidays. It's just a way of expressing the same thing in a different way. So depending on your preference, you can either use 假期 or 假日 for holiday. But generally, the difference between 假期 and 假日 is that 假期 is used for more than one holiday in some circumstances, while 假期 you can say it's more of a plural form, which is used to describe like a holiday that is in quantity more than like one day or something like that. So now we will move on to the next slide, which is for topics to avoid in like Mandarin culture, or like while using the language, or while in a public being in a public setup or something like that. And one of the most important elements to avoid is it's politics, or anything or any topic that is related to politics and very sensitive one. So politics, the word for politics in Chinese is 政治. 政治 is for politics. And then the second topic is for religion, which is 宗教. 宗教 is for religion here. And then money or salary thing, because generally it is not considered polite to ask about salary of somebody, especially in public or general settings, or how much money he earns or something like that. So that is also considered to be very impolite in their culture. So 钱 或工资, 工资 is salary, and 钱 is for cash money or something like that. And 或 again here is being used as a conjunction between 钱 and 公司, these two words, which is for money and salary at the same time. And then we have personal relationship. Uh, you you can't talk about personal relationship openly in their culture, and it is generally not considered to be polite. Uh, so this is also something that you may want to avoid during like the public gatherings or something like that, which is in Chinese, this particular expression like personal relationships is 个人关系. 个人 means individual, and 关系 means relationship. So it's like literally it means individual relationships, but collectively the meaning of the context is like personal relationships in this particular scenario. And then the fifth one we have here is regarding age or appearance. Nianling is age, and Huo then again being used as a conjunction here. Nianling Huo Wai Mao. Wai Mao is like outer appearance of somebody or someone, and Nianling is age. So talking about someone age or appearance is openly in public is also considered to be very impolite in their culture. And then we have about health issues, as talking about someone's health uh, openly in public about the issues related to it is also not considered to be very polite. So health issues, the expression being used here is 健康问题. 问题 means issue or some kind of problem or question. And 健康 means health or being healthy. But because the word 问题 is being used with it, so that's why it means that there is some kind of issue with health. In other sense, that's why 健康问题 is collectively being used here. Generally, if you divide these two expressions individually and just mention 健康, that then it will just means being healthy. But because the word expression 问题 is being used direct adjacent to it, so that's why it is like used to express health issues there. And then the next one is controversial news. 有争议的新闻. 新闻 means news. 争议 means to have some kind of controversy. And the is particular position here. So 有争议的新闻, to have news of some controversial values. So this is what this expression is trying to express here. 有争议的新闻 means to have some kind of like a controversial news in a sense that it may hurt the public sentiment. So these kind of like news or rumors or stuff is also like generally avoided in a direct public confrontation, and it is also considered to be impolite. And then we have the eighth one, which is for complaints or negativity. So 抱怨或负面话题. 负面 is like negative kind of topics that show a lot of negativity, and 抱怨 means complaining about something or like to have some feelings of complaining towards some certain event or certain thing. So 抱怨 generally means to complain. 或 again as a conjunction being used here, and 负面话题 means a topic of extreme negativity or something like that. And then we have the ninth expression, which is workplace gossip. 工作 is generally for like work, and the expression 工作 is generally used for work. And then the next expression is 场所. 场所 is generally used for location or place. So 工作场所 is for workplace here. And then the particular position, because it is showing some kind of position from like a possessive scenario of subject towards object here. So 工作场所的八卦. 工作场所的八卦 means workplace gossips. 八卦 generally means gossips, and 工作 means work, and 场所 means place or location. So 工作场所的八卦 here means workplace gossip. And then we have the last expression here, which is like sensitive family matters, which is like also avoided in general public confrontation. So 敏感 generally means sensitive, and 家庭 means family. 食物 means matters. So the particular position also coming in this particular context as well. So the complete expression is 敏感的家庭事务. So sensitive family matters, because 家庭事务 is family matters. 敏感 is like expressing the element of sensitivity here. So these are also some of the important aspects that you may want to avoid especially in Mandarin culture, especially in public gatherings or things like that. So some of the important points that we can take away from this slide are like we should avoid political topics that are like very sensitive, and we should also avoid uh, topics related to like religion or religious differences between people, because it may offend someone that comes from like a different religion than yours. So it is always important to keep like a sort of mutual respect between each other, to make sure that the person that you are talking to doesn't feel that he's being offended uh, through your like conversation or anything like that. And then we have another thing that we must take note of is like not asking about someone's salary, income publicly or openly. That is also considered to be impolite. And then personal relationships, discussing personal relationship of somebody in the public, also it's not considered to be very polite. And then passing comments on someone's age or like appearance, also then again considered to be very impolite. And then even if someone has some sort of health issues, but highlighting or pointing it openly uh, may also offend the person, and also it will not be considered very polite in that culture. And then controversial news, of course, any sort of news information that have some sort of controversy or element of controversy in it, just like we studied 有争议的新闻, this expression. So these kind of news should also be avoided while we are in a public gathering or something like that. And then complaints or like negativity, also something that we should be avoiding. And workplace gossip habit is also something that we should be avoiding. And then sensitive family matters in the end. So sensitive family matters should also be avoided while being in public gatherings and shouldn't be discussed openly like that. So uh, these are also some of the elements that should be like avoided in Mandarin culture. And now we have some kind of scenario where you are like responding to an invitation. So generally in a role play situation like this, how would you react? These expressions are like going to teach you how you could or you would like to react in these kind of scenarios. Like responding to an invitation, in the first expression, as you can see, we are seeing the expression 很高兴收到means to receive. Uh, 您的邀请，谢谢，很高兴 means I'm very happy. 收到 to be able to receive 您的邀请 your invitation. And in the end, the word expression for thank you comes in. So 很高兴受到您的邀请. So I'm very happy to receive your invitation. Thank you very much. And then again, we have the next expression, which is for like 我很愿意参加，我很愿意参加 means I would love to attend. In other sense, 愿意 means to show willingness, and you are adding the adverb 很 in front of it, which means that you are more than just willing to attend it. 参加 means to attend. So 我很愿意参加, I would love to attend. And then there's a question following this sentence, which is 请问 means may I ask? It is a polite expression generally used to ask about something politely. So 请问晚餐 again is for dinner here. So 晚饭 or 晚餐, these both expressions are used for dinner. 晚上几点开始? 几点 means how much time. 点 is for time or o'clock kind of expression, and T is question particle here because we don't know the exact time, so we are asking like 几点 means how much time or what time or which time in other sense. 开始 means start. 开始 means to start, so the complete expression is 请问 may I ask 晚上 dinner 几点 how much time or what kind of exact time. 开始 what will be the exact time of dinner to start, or what time does the dinner start in other sense. So the first expression is like I would love to attend, and then what time does the dinner start. So 我很愿意参加，请问晚上 几点开始? So this is the complete expression here. And then we have the next expression, which is for 很抱歉, like I'm very sorry. The first expression 很抱歉 means I'm very sorry. 那天我已经有安排了. Na tian means that day, because na is generally used to denote the expression that, and tian for day. 我 means I. 已经 means already, something that has happened already. Generally, it is used in a situation like that. 有 means to have, and 安排 means arrangement. 安排 means arrangement, and le, again, particle that shows that this whole scenario, the matter being discussed, has some kind of perfection or order of perfection in it, that the matter is like already done. So 那天我已经有安排了 means I already had plans that day. But then again, after this expression, the last expression comes in. Dan. Dan means but or however. So dan is generally, its complete expression is 但是, but here the short expression just 但 is used here because the conversation is being more direct here. So 但, however or but, 非常感谢您的有幸, but I still thank you very much for your invitation. 但非常感谢, 非常感谢. Again, we studied before. It's thank you very much. And nin, again, element of respect being discussed here. We are using nin instead of ni, because we are like politely refusing his certain invitation, or we didn't attend, or we feel guilty about not being able to attend, although we wanted to attend, but we didn't really have the time. So that's why we are trying to express our feelings in this manner. So we are saying, 但非常感谢您的邀请. So although he says that I'm very sorry, I had some plans set already during that day, but I'm still very thankful for your invitation. So this is like the complete expression here, and I'm going to read the Chinese expression again here. 很抱歉，那天我已经有安排了，但非常感谢您的邀请. So now I'm going to repeat all the Chinese expressions again for you to listen. Like the first one being 很高兴受到您的邀请，谢谢. I'm very happy to be able to receive your invitation. Thank you. And then the next expression is 我很愿意参加，请问晚上几点开始？我很愿意参加 means I'm more than willing to attend. 请问晚上几点开始？ What time does the dinner start, or what time will the dinner start? And then the last expression, 很抱歉，那天我已经有安排了，但非常感谢您的邀请。But he's trying to say that I'm sorry, I already had plans, or I had plans that day, but thank you very much for your invitation. So this is the last expression of this slide, and this is pretty much it for the lecture today. So if you guys have anything to discuss,